Hi everyone, this is Andy Dark. Chinese New Year is coming and this year I'm gonna do something different. So from now on, I'm gonna shoot some of my video in English, especially when I'm doing Chinese food or Cantonese food. To be honest, you can find a lot of authentic Chinese cooking video online in both Chinese and English. But for me, I think cooking is more about being creative and having fun. So that's why from now on, I'm gonna do some Chinese dishes, but I will substitute the traditional ingredients with some more westernized ingredients. So that's why today I'm gonna show you how to make a must-have item for Chinese New Year, which is a radish cake. So I'm gonna use chorizo and dry porcini instead of the Chinese sausage and the dry shiitake mushroom. So let's get started. So these are the ingredients we need for the radish cake. Of course, we need the radish, carrot, shallot, and instead of using Chinese sausage, I'm gonna use chorizo this time. And instead of the dry shiitake mushroom, I'm gonna have the dry porcini instead. And we need some water, or if you want to use, you can use chicken stock as well. And here is some rice flour and cornstarch. So that's all the ingredients we need to make the radish cake. So first of all, we're gonna soak the mushroom. For lots of Chinese food, we use the dry shiitake mushroom. They taste like shiitake mushroom, but I mean, make it more interesting, you can try to use other dry mushroom, just like this one. It's a porcini, or you can use morel or other thing as well. For shiitake mushroom, we usually need to soak it for hours, but for the porcini, because they're thinner and usually they're smaller, if you put hot water to soak it, actually I think 10 to 20 minutes is enough to soak the mushroom, and then we can do the next step. So while the mushroom are on the side soaking in the hot water, we can prepare other ingredients. So first of all, we can mince the shallot, we can shred the carrot. So to be honest, for the carrots, you can actually use a grater to grate it, but if you want to cut it, why not? And cut the chorizo into smaller pieces. So for the radish, we will hand cut half of it. And the other half, we will use the grater to grate it. Have different texture in the radish cake, and also the smaller radish can actually combine the whole thing better. So for Hong Kong people, we don't just eat radish cake during Chinese New Year. We actually eat at those dim sum place, or even as a street food as well. But in Chinese New Year, we want to say good things or give a good blessing to people. That's why we give this kind of bowl, or eat this kind of bowl. So bowl, cake, it actually means tall, or means higher. So when you eat this kind of cake, or you give this as a gift for people, so basically you're trying to say, oh, this year you will get to a high position in your company, you will earn more, or even your kids will grow taller. So basically bowl means tall and high. So that's why in Chinese New Year we usually eat this kind of cake. But basically you can make this or eat it anytime, and especially using chorizo, putting spices in this radish cake, I think it would be a good appetizer for parties as well. If you don't want to hand cut it, you can actually grain all the radish, but make sure you have at least half the radish grained rather than all hand cut. Otherwise, you can't really bind the whole cake together. But if you grain all of the radish, you will lose some of the texture. But if you grain it, you will save time, and so it really depends what kind of result you want to get. So after about 20 minutes, your mushroom should be soft enough. So what you do is take it out and squeeze all the water, the liquid out. Well, don't throw away the liquid here, because you will need it to make the radish cake later, because it has all the flavor in it. So make sure you don't throw it away, okay? The recipe calls for 150 ml of water, but I mean, you don't really need to follow that, because I mean, your radish and my radish may be different. Maybe mine have more moisture than yours. And at the same time, instead of actually using water, I would say maybe you should use this liquid from the mushroom rather than use water, because it will add more flavor in the radish cake. And you can even add chicken stock or other flavor liquid in it. But if you want to be plain or just be safe, you can use water as well. So when you want to use the water from mushroom, just make sure you don't put everything in it, because all the dirt is actually sit on the bottom. Just use the top part of the liquid. So the last step before we start cooking, we'll make the batter. So as I said, with the rice flour here, with the cornstarch, and we can add some pepper, sugar, and salt. And then we will add the liquid. So I'm gonna use the liquid from the mushroom. Stir it well. So we have everything prepared, so we can start cooking now. First of all, put some olive oil into a pan. Then we will saute the porcini until golden brown. We want to get the flavor out of the mushroom. Let's get the chorizo into the pan as well. Let the heat render all the fat and spicy oil from the chorizo. We will cook them for a good few minutes. Then add the shallot and cook it for a minute or so. Carrots in, radish in, and all the grated radish as well. When the radish touches the heat, it will begin releasing all the moisture. You will see there's lots of liquid at the bottom of the pan, but no worry, we will keep cooking for another 15 to 20 minutes until a little bit of liquid left. Meanwhile, let's get a few ramekin out. Lightly coat the inside with some fat. That will help you to get a cake out of the mold later. After a while, turn off the heat when most of the liquid evaporates and the vegetables are getting soft enough. Then we can pour the batter into the pan. Do it quickly as the batter may coagulate really fast. Stir it well until the ingredients are evenly distributed. We then can start filling the ramekin with the paste. You can wet your hand and smoothen the surface. The radish cake will look much nicer after steaming. So get a pot of hot water ready and put the radish cake onto the steaming rack. We will steam the cake for 35 minutes. If you're using a bigger mold, of course you will need more time to cook it through. After steaming, you can eat it right away, but I prefer let the cake cool down completely and store it into the fridge overnight to firm up even more. So when I want to eat it the next day, I will use a knife to get the cake out of the ramekin and cut it into a few discs. This reminds me how I eat my luncheon on meat as well. Then you can use a non-stick pan to pan fry the radish cake and brown both sides of it. As I have said at the beginning of the video, this is not only for Chinese New Year. This radish cake is definitely an awesome dish to make for a party as well. So this is my chorizo and porcini radish cake. I hope you guys like it. So if you have any question, let me know, or if there's any food you want to learn, like write it down in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So please subscribe to this channel if you still haven't, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. So I will see you next time. Bye bye.